Welcome back to 3 Inquisitive Kids, and in this video, we'll be focusing on problem 6 of statistics and probability word problems. Let's get started. 6. If you flip 3 fair coins, what is the probability that you'll get 2 tails and 1 head in any order? Well, the first step to finding the possibility of something is figuring out what goes on the bottom of that fraction, which is how much total possibilities there are, not the probability, the possibilities. How much possibilities are there? Well, to solve this type of problem, it's good to make a tree. We haven't really covered this in the last few videos. A tree is almost like a diagram, basically, when you are doing something that contains order and you want to find all of the possible possibilities that can come out of one single branch. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to flip 3 fair coins, and there's only heads or tails. So we're going to have heads and tails. T will be tails and H will be heads. So we first start by starting the 2 big branches with a H or a T. Making a tree isn't good for, say, it's not good for, it's not necessarily nice for large amounts. So sometimes we need other ways to solve, but right now it's not a lot of pressure, and we want to make sure that we have plenty of space in the middle, unless we have to expand out in triangles. Now, these first letters right here is going to be the possibility for the first round. So this part right here is the first round. I'll write first for that. Now we're going to split it up. This H becomes a H on the top, a T on the bottom, and this T becomes a H on the top or a T on the bottom. Now what does this mean? This whole thing right here that I just made again is the second round. The second round is what we can get for the second flip. As you can see, so far we have some different types of possibilities coming up. Next, we make the third round. From this H right here, we make another small h, T, small h, T, small h, T, and then the final one is also small h or T. From this, we get the third round. Now, this isn't exactly aligned. Sorry if my handwriting is hard to read, but yes, so this is our rounds. And I'm going to delete this now so we can see the trees better. You know what? I'll actually make this bigger for you to see. So this here's our first tree. And then here is our second tree. A second branch, actually. They're not separate trees. So this is one tree. Observe it for a moment. Are you done observing? Great. Now what we're going to do is find how much possibilities there are. How do we do this? We're going to find every single possibility that this makes up. And mind you, this tree is made so that every single possibility or every single branch that reaches out is completely different from another. They're never the same. Well, they might not be completely different, but they will be different. Not one of them is completely the same. So for the first one, we have HHH or HHT, so that's already 2. Then we have HTH3, HTT4. So from this whole thing right here, we have 4. For T, we have THH1, THT2, TTH, and TTT. We also have 4. Now we're going to add these 4s together. And after we add these 4s, we know that there are 8 whole possibilities. So that's going to be our denominator. Because 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. And there's 8 total possibilities. Now, we're going to find the possibilities that has 2 tails and 1 head. How do we do this? Well, we're just going to find the ones with 2 tails and 1 head. Let's just go over them. Well, the first one, HHH, doesn't have any tails, so that's wrong. Then there's HHT. Well, that has 2 heads and 1 tail, but we need 2 tails and 1 head. Then we have HTH, the same thing. Then we have HTT. That's already 1. So from here we have 1. Now, let's look at this. The first one is THH. No, there's not enough tails and there's too much heads. Then there's THT. Yes, that's 1. So keep track of that. There's 1 already. And there's TTH. That's 2. And that's from this branch. And then TTT. There's no heads at all. So from this whole thing, we get 2 of those possibilities. So now we add this up, 1 plus 2, and then we get 3. So that's going to be our numerator. This is how much possibilities out of these 8 that is 2 tails and 1 head, and that's 3. The answer is P is equal to 3/8.